All right, we're live. Let's check out some dead motherboards. Serendipity says, hi, leaving for an interview soon. What type of interview? What type of interview? I feel like I'm dressed for an interview today. It's actually laundry day, which is the only reason I'm wearing a shirt that has a button on it. It's buttons. I feel like such a dweeb. I hope your interview goes well. Okay, so we're going to get started today on, let's see. Oh, camera lens cover's on. Well, that's no good. So today we're going to get started on an A1398 with liquid damage, and the claim is that it doesn't turn on. It sounds like Paul is starting a mariachi band. What is that? Oh, that's a bunch of screws being emptied out. You're really looking for that magnet, aren't you?
No, I gave up on that. I'm finding replacements.
Okay. So let's see what this thing does. First thing I'm going to do is turn on my power supply so that I can plug it in and turn it on. Let's see what kind of symptoms this thing gives us. Output. All right, it's drawing. Actually, I kept the battery plugged in, so it's going to give me inaccurate readings. I want to see what the board is using by itself. So we're not charging a battery. It looks like we're using 0.01 amps. No good. Now, this is one of those computers that looks like it was actually killed by dust. But one way to find out. Let's get the board out of here and get to work. What do people do to these MacBook to lose their MacBook's rubber feet? I'm about to lose mine on my ThinkPad, but mine is on the battery, so I could always replace the battery to replace the foot. They come off easily. You'd be surprised. Eric says no Pepe bus. Hey, we don't know. Maybe there is a Pepe bus. We're not really sure just yet. So don't assume that there's no Pepe bus. We might have a Pepe bus. Pepe bus is not going to let you down. He's not going to run around. He's not going to hurt you. He's not going to make you cry. Pepe bus isn't going to say goodbye. He's not going to run around or desert you. So this is an 820-3332 board, so even if we do manage to fix the fact that it is not powering on, there's a really good chance that the graphics chip will not be receiving power, as per the standard U8900 defect on these models. Quick question. I have kernel panics on my A1502. Hardware Diagnostic says, display issue. I have a water damage A1225. Is that display compatible? No. That's about that's 3 generations of display technology behind, I think. Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, that's not going to. 2 or 3 generations of display technology behind. That's not going to work at all. Unfortunately. Someone says 5 minutes in a video and no notice from YouTube. I think you have to ring the bell. Ring my bell, ring my bell. Ring my bells, ring my bell. Someday I'm going to be good enough at that I'm going to get a copyright claim from Enrique Iglesias. It's my dream is to sing well enough that I get a copyright claim. Right. Okay. Let's see if it turns on when I've unplugged everything. And it does, which means this likely has just a bad keyboard or bad right I/O board. So we're going to plug in the right I/O board. And that'll allow me to figure out if it's just a bad keyboard. Remember the video I did yesterday about how the Mac, they integrate that power button into the keyboard, and so if you spill something on the keyboard, it messes up the entire machine? Yep, that's this one. Well, just to be nice, I figure I should resolder U8900 because there's a good chance that if I don't, this won't have a working graphics chip. And hey, we're already there. We have to take the board out to replace the keyboard. So might as well. How's your week been? Ridiculously busy. It's been a busy week. I've been looking into getting that store across the street from the Apple store. I was incredibly surprised. I wasn't expecting this. But Paul actually volunteered to staff the place from 9 in the morning until 12 at night until we find somebody so that we can match the hours of that Apple store. Which was like, that was a level of charity that I was not expecting. But, yeah. That would be cool, though. I really wanted that space. I was excited about renting that space, but $48,000. $48,000. What would be an appropriate sign if I actually did get that space? Just a middle finger that was pointing outwards or something?
Or our sheep giving a middle finger.
Yeah, the sheep giving a middle finger would be epic. I'm thinking of going back there like 4 months from now and saying, so, since nobody rented it, how about, fucking off with that whole $48,000 a month thing? What do you think that would even be worthwhile, or?
Give it to me reasonable.
It's a small space. I mean, nobody's going to pay $48,000 for that if they have half a brain. Not even a full brain, just half a brain is not going to pay $48,000. All right, so when we take a look, you can see that this is one of those Apple refurb boards, and oh my god, if that is not some of the worst resoldering I have ever seen in my life. Wow. Really? Paul, take a look at this U8900 Apple refurb board. Look at that. Look at those solder joints.
That looks awful.
That's garbage.
Good thing there's a piece of rubber on it.
That's fucking garbage. Oh my god. They call that a refurb. And they say that we don't know what we're doing. Holy crap. Look at this. The fuck is this? What are these joints? What is this? You call this a fuck? Really? Really? Really, Tim Cook? We can't. We are not authorized. We don't know how to refurbish stuff. This is how you refurbish it. You put a fucking rubber pad on top of. You put a rubber pad on the chip so that the chip gets pushed against the machine onto the board to apply. So the whole point of this is to apply pressure to the chip, because the issue is that the solder joints go bad. So when you tap on this chip, which is for the GPU buck converter, you're kind of pushing it and wedging it into the board, and it'll work nicely again. Now, the boards that have been refurbished by Apple under their program, because I'll show you a picture of it here. They had a program where they were refurbishing these boards up until December of 2016 for graphics failures. This is what they did. What? This is your refurbishment? Really? Okay, maybe they tried to resolder this one, but like, are you fucking Oh man, look at that. That is shit. That is horse shit. Did you see the little piece of solder there, Paul? Here, check this out. What do you see between the pin 4 and 5 at the top?
What the hell is that?
What the fuck is that?
And that's leftover flux too. They didn't even clean the shit.
Is that even flux?
Unless it's liquid damage.
Those are the shittiest joints I've ever seen.
Does that looks dry? I bet if you clean that off with a Q-tip, that's dry.
Let's see. Yeah, check it out. It's peeling off. Hairy Balls Refurbishing. Oh, jeez. For any of you that had your board repaired under an Apple warranty program for graphics defects and want to know why it failed again, this is what they do. This is what they do. And if you keep giving them money, they'll get away with it. It's on you. It's up to you. This, something else. All right. Let's peel this off. Oh, God, there's an ant on my desk. What the What are you doing? Whoa. He's on the board. He's on the board. Did I disrupt his home? Paul, should we let the ant out, or here's for Paul for being a team player. I owe Paul $3.54. My office is getting ants. I gotta fix that later. All right, so let's remove this pad. And let's make this board proper again. And thank you to Vram Thul. Apple Inc. Apple Inc. 900 billion right there, says the lamb. Yep. I wonder if Apple has their own rubber company, or do they buy from shady third-party sellers? Who knows? What is that crap? Who knows? YouTube notification fails again. We dual stream to Twitch. I can't believe that cost $1,000 plus. Indeed. Oh my God. OMFG. All right, we're going to show you the difference between Apple refurbishing and Rossmann refurbishing right here. You ready? So we're going to get her. You'll be able to see what it looks like after it's done with the ultrasonic cleaner. See these nice, beautiful joints. I wanted to share one thought. I fully agree with you that Apple has really awful repair policies, and there are many questionable hardware design decisions. What about the fact that Mac OS is a superior OS? I grew up with FreeBSD and Linux, and after 10 years I studied with Mac OS, and the overall quality of software and OS design are just unbeatable. Well, the thing that I still use Windows for is the fact that a lot of the audio plugins that I use, a lot of the things I like just for example, I have the option to pay for something like Isotope RX5, which will just remove the noise of my fume extractor. So watch, this is with that plugin. This is without it. With it, without it. It's pretty cool stuff. And, they don't make this stuff for Linux. You know, for a lot of things, Linux, there's just no option, even if you're willing to pay lots of money. Steve Jobs says, is a professional tier 4 repair, you can't touch it. So I get that people that don't like Windows, and I get that there's a lot of reasons to not like Windows. There was Windows Vista. There was Windows 8, the first one. There was Windows Millennium Edition. There was Windows XP, SP1. For people that dislike Windows, there's a lot of reasons to use Mac OS. And fair enough. That's why I don't like insult the users very much. That's why I don't like some things about Mac OS, but I get why people use it. I have no idea why anybody would ever prefer Mac hardware. But the software I get, that's why I don't say, the stuff that you see in forums where like anybody that uses a Mac must immediately be an idiot. I don't I attract a lot of that crowd because I crap on Apple's hardware, but I don't specifically crap on the people who choose to use them because they want something that will allow them to avoid Windows but have all the benefits of an operating system that's actually supported by companies. And yes, people say Linux is supported by companies. Can you really find me something remotely close to Isotope RX5 on a Mac? I mean, not on a Mac, on Linux. You won't. Like, there's no option, even if you're willing to pay a lot of money. And, people will respond with things like, well, it's open source, bro. Why don't you code one? But I don't want to code one. I just want to give somebody a few $100 who already coded it. I don't want to become a programmer. I just kind of want to get my job done. You know what I'm saying? So I get why people use Macs for that reason. But there has to be just a little bit of protesting, Like, get them to stop doing this shit. And the way you get them to stop doing this shit is stop giving them money. Or at the very least, buy used. So that they don't, just stop giving them money for a little while, just so that they stop doing the things that they do. That's all it'll really take. Just a little bit. All right, so we're going to toss this board into my beautiful ultrasonic cleaner over here. Show you my beautiful ultrasonic. They're also paying you to fix their shit. Making fun of them wouldn't be good. Not that. I mean, I tease and make fun of customers all the time. I don't give a shit about that part. I mean, when somebody comes here, they know what they're getting. Let's just put it that way. Let's see. Is there a way to make this crappy tripod level? All right, so this is my ultrasonic cleaner, Mr. Doge. You can see that Mr. Dogecoin is on there. He's a meme. Damn, this is a crappy tripod. All right, so we're going to take this board and put it in here. And before I hit the sonic button, I'm going to try and cancel out all the loud noise. Okay, so turn this thing on. Someone says, I agree, thanks. Linux was always behind with WRT media, audio, and video. It's not I don't like Windows. I'm a physicist, and I need a Unix-based platform. We're totally lost with Windows. Oh. Floor? I got to make room for it. Put it on the floor under this desk, maybe. Tamascal says, as a scientist, you're screwed with Windows. Yeah, I suppose. You recording or not yet? Yeah. Did you touch a computer that was filled with cum? You sound like somebody that just touched a computer that was filled with cum and are running to the bathroom to wash it off your hands. It's okay. It happens to me all the time. All right. Do you want to buy an ultrasonic cleaner? Check out store.rossmangroup.com, where you can buy ultrasonics, hot air stations, chips, components. We even affiliate link to the Branson EC cleaner that we use. Out of stock? Not really, because you can just click on it and it'll bring you to a site that has it in stock with prime shipping, or not prime shipping in this case. The P1200 H45 is supposed to be in stock, but the idiot didn't update the website, but will be in stock after this stream. Don't delay, buy today. Availability may vary depending on web administrator idiocy. Yeah, I should probably put that back in stock since I received it. That would be the smart thing to do. I'll have to redo my ad pitch. Louis Jessica gets on Good Morning America now and then. Maybe you could get a jab in someday in the good luck on the property across from Apple. Thank you. I have to fix that and figure out why that thingy shows up. That little running bastard. Here we go. Inventory. We got ba-bam. Now I can do my ad. Uh-oh. Do you want to buy an ultrasonic cleaner? Go to store.rossmangroup.com. We have cell phone size cleaners, small motherboard size cleaners, and large motherboard size cleaners that will even fit a Touch Bar MacBook Pro. Don't delay, buy today. With 4.9 stars on Shopper Approved, you can't go wrong. We offer the cleaner in 120 and 220 volt versions. We ship all around the United States and even all over the world. Free shipping within the continental US. These cleaners will take dead boards and make them look like this, and sometimes they'll even work again. Don't delay, buy today. All right, let's get that board out of the cleaner. Our ultrasonic cleaner is under $100 worth a penny. Not even that. I have one. It's over here. It's a piece of shit. I could bear. Yeah, this thing. I got this thing for like $120 on eBay just to see what they were like. See it? It's right under the oven. This is a steaming pile of garbage. It's not even worth having to clean my damn screwdrivers with. Absolute and utter dog shit. There's just no other way to say it. All right, let's turn the board around. Oh, whoops, I forgot to put the damn filter on. Sorry about that. There we go. Low pass is back on, so you don't have to hear the damn ultrasonic. I gotta get a better tripod. This thing is such a steaming pile. Don't delay. Buy today. The noises that cheap ultrasonic makes when you turn it on, it sounds like it's dying and being stabbed.
Sounds like it's hurting.
Yeah. It's that boiling something inside that cleaner. That is Branson EC and hot distilled water. And there's also a picture of a Doge on the front. Mr. Doge. And the Doge is actually what's responsible for the cleaning. The noise just kind of makes it sound like it's doing shit so that I can make money selling cleaners. But the secret is actually in the Doge. When you did audio equipment repair, how often were you working on tube equipment? Very rarely. That was a lifetime ago, so I don't remember most of it. Come on. Finish up. Does the HAKKO FX951 come with a tip? If you buy it from a good vendor, then yes, it's supposed to come with a tip. Don't accept it without a tip. Okay. we'll get to see what this looks like in a few. Just gonna let it dry. It's gonna be a beautiful looking motherboard. Let's leave a note for this. Come back, little cable. 2063. Have you tried the low dollar ultrasonic cleaners like Harbor Freight? Are pro models just faster or more effective? The thing is they'll actually clean. So the picture that I have that I took on the website from the Branson one, that is not a cheap cleaner. That's like a $1,200 cleaner. Now there are companies that make cleaners that are a little cheaper than Crest that are pretty good. Sharper Tech is one of them, but you definitely want to avoid buying the ones that are total crap. And I know I'll probably get shit from Branson for saying this. I don't care because I actually spent the money on this thing, which gives me the right to say that it's a piece of shit, and it's a piece of shit. I had a second location for a short period of time. I spent over $1,200 on this pile of fucking garbage they call the Branson CPX 5800, and it did that. And my, at the time, 6-year-old, 7-year-old Crest did this to the same fucking board. I took it out of there. It was dead. And then I got this. I got to turn off that damn alert. That's driving me nuts. Why is there a little thing running on my screen? All right, I'm going to turn that off before I continue because that's driving me crazy. What the hell is that thing? Why are you running across the screen? Alert. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Test. That's not real. That's test. Would you be so kind as to explain how some of the components on a board work? Sure. I'll go over it on the next one that I do. Is there a follow-up on the guy selling Windows Restore DVDs? I have no follow-up from after the interview. I did a very long interview video. I think it was like 2 hours, 2.5 hours long, and I went over a lot in that one. So all the thoughts I have on him are in that interview. He didn't seem very happy with my conclusion, which is that I didn't see it as a right to repair issue as much, since a lot of that case really comes down to whether or not you believe him when he said that the government and Bob forged the emails. Because essentially, if those emails are real and he actually wrote them, then he's a douchebag. If those emails were forged, then he's like a little bit douchey for the logos, but Microsoft's a much bigger douche for what they did. It's really so. I think what it really comes down to is whether you believe that about the government. It's hard for me to tell who I trust less, government or Fedora, man. Who do you trust less, Paul? Government or Fedora, man?
That's a toss-up.
Yeah, that's like a coin. Yeah, that's hard. Don't ask me to make such decisions. All right, what comes next? This one turns on, but it has a dim screen. No light on the screen. All right. No backlight. Let's figure this out. Did you turn the low pass filter off? Yes. I saw your first video where you were quite confident Microsoft is doing real shit. Yeah. 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 I got fooled. I got owned. I think I got partially owned. I still think that them claiming the value is $25 and pretending that a license has the same value as not a license is kind of BS. But yeah, that logo stuff was kind of lame. Miss riding home on the bike in blizzard and snow. I miss riding my bike at all. It got stolen last week. Not last week, a few days ago. It's been over a week since I rode it. Every time I leave, I lock it outside, the tires get slashed. So I bring it near the bike shop, and the bike shop is closed. So I lock it outside the bike shop, and then when the bike shop is open, I come back and the bike is gone. So a rip bike. That was like a $600 bike too. It stings. That stings. But that's New York City. New York City is a shithole. And I had it locked up too. One of those, $70 kryptonite locks. They actually have some program where you can get reimbursed if you have the receipt and you've signed up and all that shit, but they're probably going to try and find some way out of it. We'll see. Maybe they'll do it. Maybe they'll do right. All right. So, why is this MacBook got no backlight? I didn't spill nothing on it. I didn't spill anything on this MacBook. How is it possible that it's got no backlight? I honestly didn't spill anything on it. Yeah, and you probably didn't steal my bike either. People. All right, so we're gonna get this taken apart. You must have the same customers as me. Small world, says Chris Long. Yep. All the way across the country, people are just the same. By the way, I'm really considering switching to a ThinkPad when my current MacBook dies due to its faulty display. What about the repairability of Lenovo's? Are there nice board views and detailed schematics like MacBooks? You don't need them. They don't break. And when they break, Lenovo just sends you an overnight box and fixes it and doesn't charge you and overnights you right back to you. That's the thing. I mean, yeah, it's the same thing getting schematics and board views for Lenovo's as anybody else. It's a pain in the ass, and they don't give it out. But here's the thing: you don't need them because they don't break. As long as you get one of the higher end ThinkPads, and if they do offer some sort of extended warranty, unlike Apple's bullshit one, it's genuinely worth it. It's actually worth it. I feel dumb that I didn't get it on my ThinkPad. Like, if my ThinkPad breaks, hell if I'm fixing it. Let them do it. That is an argument. Nonsense. It doesn't, like, you need a schematic for this because if you get a drop of water in it or you put it near a window while it's raining, it just turns to shit. If you buy a laptop that you could spill a gallon of water into and it just doesn't die, and when it does, they replace everything for free. The Lenovo, my colleague, broke with random freezes, and there's no free support here in Germany. Oh, you're in another country. Okay, you may get screwed. They may have a different protocol for Germany. Also, it depends on which Lenovo you get. If you get a Lenovo XT or P series, and it's or yeah XT or P, they'll treat you like gold. If you buy anything else Lenovo sells, you'll get treated like garbage, and the product itself will probably be garbage. Lenovo's IdeaPads, the Yogas, the all the other stuff, they're all complete and utter shit. Like, but the the good thing pads, like the T, the W, I mean, they don't make the W anymore, I suppose. They replaced that with the P. But you get the idea. Like the good stuff. It's T440 or so. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so maybe your friend got fucked. That sucks. But random crashing isn't something that can be fixed a lot of the time anyway. I would probably. Alright, so the no backlight's likely going to be because of disconnected feedback. See this? Disc. This is supposed to connect to this, and it's not. All this other corroded garbage over here is actually probably fine. I just have to scrape this. And I'm going to get away with a little bit of flux. I'll show you on the schematic why this is a problem later. But I have to connect this to that. And you can see where it broke off. Actually, I can make the connection right here. I don't even have to run some long convoluted wire. Check it out. All right. So that might just do it. Check that out. That. So, this is backlight output at the diode. Let's find D7701. So this is going to be our backlight circuit. It's going to take our 8.5 volts from the battery, or the charging circuit, and it's going to turn it into about 27, 28 volts for backlight output. Now this chip is going to be creating that backlight voltage. Right after this coil, this chip is going to short the voltage after the coil to ground. And because the coil is being shorted to ground, the coil gets angry. It rages and goes, "Rrrr!" And when the coil gets mad, it shoots out more voltage. That's the quantum explanation of what's going on there. So now, this needs to know how fast it needs to switch. The more it switches the coil to ground, the more the coil rages, and the more the coil rages, the more power you get. So it has to see what it's creating. So this chip that does the switching has a line called feedback, and the feedback is going to be between backlight output, which is at the diode, backlight, to the LP8550. And that's this little probe point where it says XW7720. So it shows backlight output PPHV SOSW LCD Backlight is attaching to this little thingy, and that thingy is going to go to the other side of the board and go onto my LED driver on ball 5. So what you're seeing over here is the break between backlight output, which is over here, and the via to the other side of the board, which is over there. So what I did is I ran my little jumper wire of fire from here to there. Bada bing, bada boom. And just to give you an idea of the size of that wire, let me show you what the tip of my tweezer looks like. These are some Dumont 5E tweezers, and I don't even know if I can... Yeah. So that's what my tweezer end looks like. And that's the size of the wire. The coil doesn't rage, Lewis. The diode does and says, no, you cannot go back in. They both kind of rage a little bit. I think the diode is more stubborn than raging. What are your office hours? 12 to 8 on the weekday, 12 to 4 on the weekend. Are you in the I pyramid? What's an I pyramid? I use leaded solder for the person who asked. Call the popo. I'm turning it into a PC. Indeed. All right. So let's see if this thing has a backlight, even with the board looking like this. Ultrasonic cleaner should make that all look all beautiful and great again. That's what the ultrasonic cleaner tends to do. You know what? I bet that I could run voltage through this, and I'll still get a backlight, in spite of what this looks like. What do you all think? You all rooting for me? I think I'll get a light. I bet Chris Long thinks I'll get a light. This is going to be a beautiful board. Mwah. This is not counterfeit. Apple and thermal design must be a joke, says Josh Boucher. Yeah. That's not one of those things that Apple's really known for. No light. Sad. So sad. Okay. More work. Ugh. Okay, what's backlight voltage? Backlight voltage is 0. Fuse voltage is 8. Voltage into coil, 0.1. All right, so what's not opening here? Let's see. All right, so Q7706 is a P-channel MOSFET. It's going to open when the voltage on pin 3 is lower than the voltage on pin 4. We can find that down here, so I'm going to measure pin 3. Actually, no, that's pin 1. Pin 3 has 2.77 volts on it. Pin 4 has 0.12 volts. The backlight fuse has 8. Okay, so it seems like we have a break in the path between the backlight fuse over here, and the MOSFET over here. So that's the next thing that we're going to have to observe. Let's see what that looks like on the board. Q7706 looks sad on the board. Hey, long time no see, Game Boy Genius. Did the fuse actually do something? No, of course the fuse didn't blow, Chris Long. The fuse never blows. It's an Apple product. What blows is the actual pathway between the fuse and important components. Because if the fuse was doing its job, this would not be an Apple product. And it isn't. So I'm probably going to remove that fuse anyway, just because it looks like garbage. But the fuse itself is not the problem. I'm just removing it to make it easier to work in this area. Sad. Watch, I'll prove it to you. That fuse is fine. I'm just removing it because it's cosmetically aggravating. So resistance measurement. That fuse is not resistant. That fuse is hands up, don't shoot right now. The transistor was likely good too. It was just the solder or something had corroded away by it. Either way, this stuff looks like shit. So it's just gonna go in the trash. But you see how we went through that to figure out where the voltage broke down? Do you understand that? This is important. Ah, my comment stream. This is important. What we did was... Okay, so once we ran the jumper wire for feedback once we saw that the feedback part was damaged. Now, after that was fixed, we turned it on, but we still had 0.2 volts of backlight output. 0.2 instead of 8 or 20 or 30 means that there's likely a break in the line. 0 volts would mean blown fuse or the machine's telling the backlight not to turn on, but 0.2 volts is not a valid state. So we checked, and over here we had 0.2 volts. So we checked back here at the beginning of the circuit, and we had 8.5 volts. So then we checked over here, and we had 0.2 volts. And then I checked here, and I had 0.2 volts. And I checked here, and I had 0.2 volts. And over here, I had 0.2 volts. At that point, I know that the issue has to be somewhere between here and here. So I measure here, and I get 8.5. Measure here, I get 0.2. Issue, break in the line over here. And when you look at the board, right in that section, between the fuse and here, bam. It's easily visible. That top left pad right over here is the one that is destroyed. And it's going to be difficult for us to scrape that off because I have the micro pencil on, not the standard iron, but we'll get it. So, time to put a little bit of flux. A little bit of solder. Get down tonight. And the fuse pad. We're also going to try to get rid of any of the junk and garbage that may be present in there. Okay, we're going to replace our fuse, and then we're going to replace that transistor, and this is going to be an amazing, beautiful, lovely board. How much is Apple as a meme even worse than the Thanos memes? I don't know what a Thanos meme is. Must be getting old. Okay, we're going to prepare the board for my transistor next. A tiny bit of flux. Chris Long says Apple makes some damn good fuses. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, that's a quality fuse. It's one of the few things Apple makes that doesn't blow. One of the few things Apple makes that doesn't blow are the fuses. Apple engineering. Again, why have the fuse blow when you can just have the pathway between the fuse and the circuit fail? The funny thing is, in the Retina model, they had current sensing put in that year. And on this machine, they actually have current sensing on the board, and they wound up not using it in the air of this year. Because if this were the other model, the fuse wouldn't blow, but you also wouldn't have the burned circuit traces because it would shut off the pathway, not let anything through. Yeah, I guess like $1,100 for this machine wasn't enough to implement that feature. You got to save that for like the $13.99 ones. You know what I'm saying? Chris Long is right. Apple does make some damn good fuses. That's all he's saying. He's just complimenting them on the quality of their fuses. That's some durable stuff right there. Apple knows how to make a very durable fuse. Okay, I bet we're going to have a light now. We're going to get a light. You should be excited. I'm excited. Come on, Lewis needs a new bicycle to replace a stolen bicycle. Lewis doesn't want to take the train anymore. The train sucks. Aha! There's a light. Look at that. It's an apple. It's an apple. All right, we have an Apple logo. So that's that. Everybody's been asking me, Lewis, can you recommend a durable Apple product? Can you recommend a good Apple product? The most durable Apple product there is are their backlight fuses with a little N on them. And on to the next one. Suppose I should clean this a little bit. That board is disgusting. This board is nasty. It has nastiness in its heart. What you looking for?
3.3 volt MOSFET.
Oh. That died?
It's cracked.
Oh, wow. The keyboard one or something else?
The 3.3 volt S4. The little glass MOSFET.
Oh, the keyboard one.
Ooh,
They're all stolen.
I found one.
No, it shouldn't be left. I've been stealing the Thunderbolt MOSFET. The Thunderbolt signaling MOSFET is the same one as the PP3V3S4 one, and I've stolen almost all of those as well. If you found one that's still on the board, most likely the only.
That's the Thunderbolt one, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
And that's the one I need.
Oh, hey, what the? It's probably cracked. That's why it's still there. Take a look and see. Now, half of the time you're gonna crack that just putting it on. If you can get that on the.
What is this crazy board?
I think this was a no backlight one that I fixed that wound up being dead CPU or something. I'd actually.
That MOSFET should be fine.
Fuck. Yeah. Damn it, you got an easy one.
It wasn't easy to find.
Oh, yeah. That's a very common MOSFET to have you ever soldered the glass one before?
On other things, not this one.
If you're able to do that first time without it breaking, I'll be impressed. That's hard. That is very difficult.
It looks like an iPhone piece.
Yeah, I always break the iPhone pieces. How much flux do you go through in a month? A lot. Why was that pad damaged? Chris Log says Apple makes the best fuses on the market. They work so well they don't need to be replaced. Yeah. The pad was damaged because of liquid. Is there a PC board repair place you could recommend? Chris Long is in the chat. You could ask Chris Long. If Chris Long says yes, then sure. If Chris Long doesn't say yes, then no repair for you. Okay. Zing. Ultrasonic. PC board repair, aka replace board, says Chris Long. Yeah. I'm reporting this channel to customs. How dare you?
Are we doing PC board repair? As soon as you change something, it's a PC.
That's a PCB. Technically, I mean PC board. That is everything is a PC board.
As soon as we run a wire.
Printed circuit board. Maybe that's what they meant, that when we run a wire, we're turning it into a printed circuit board. Do you guys believe in ESD? No comment.
Soldered without cracking.
You soldered it without cracking it?
Yep.
That's quite skilled. Impressive skill. What voltage do you set the PS power supply to? 18.5 volts. I see a $300 Walmart laptop in my head. Damn it. I thought I got rid of that little running bastard. Grrr. I have to figure out how to get rid of that little running guy. How much does setting up a basic desk like yours with tools and spare parts cost? I have a list of all the equipment in the description. God, I have to get rid of that little bastard. Okay, let me get rid of that little bastard first, because he's driving me nuts. I don't have a number in the top of my head, like a few thousand, 5,000, 10,000, 2,000. Depends on whether you choose to get like high-end new, high-end used, low-end used. Okay. Okay, that should do it. Okay, so now we get the pleasure of taking a look at the after pictures. Let's see. Oh, audio off. Boo. All right, so let's take a look at the after pictures of that Apple refurb board from earlier. So it has been resoldered, it's been fluxed nicely, it's been Branson seed in my Crest Ultrasonic Cleaner, and it has been put through the oven to get rid of all of the cleaning materials. So this is what it looks like now. And tell me if you can see a difference in those solder joints from what you had before. That's a spicy meatball. Yep. Yeah, you definitely need to be authorized in order to guarantee the quality of your repair. All right. And on to the next one. Let's just leave some notes for that. Best cheap soldering iron for a home hobbyist. Check out my review of the TS100 on YouTube. Look up TS100 Rossman Group, and you can see me soldering with it. And you tell me if you like it. I think it's pretty good, but your mileage may vary. But I would say go for that. Can an unnecessary ultrasonic damage something? Sometimes, yeah, especially if you leave it in there too long. I'm never going to figure out how to get rid of that damn thing. Oh, I didn't save the setting after. Duh. Okay, maybe now it'll. So much for that. That zombie is a quality troll. I didn't uncheck everything for both accounts. Okay, maybe now it'll do it. Damn that little zombie fuck. Hey, TCRS. Tarman, how's it going? Alright, what slot did I just put this in? Lot L15. Lewis might need a part-time job to help cover the $48,000 a month. Oh yeah. Somebody made a video. $205.96. All right. This machine was sent in with the stated problem: the fan is not spinning. I bet that this is the 2015 model where it's not a bug, but a feature. They raised the temperature that will cause the fan to kick into spinning by something like 20 or 25 Celsius. So the 2015-16 A1502 fan will not spin. It's amazing. You stream in 60 frames per second, which is useless. Why not stream in 30? No. 30 frames per second is so 2000. I like 60 frames a second. I like the motion. Why cut down on the frames? Okay. I like my frames. Yep. This is indeed one of the 2015 machines where the fan not spinning is not a bug, but a feature. I don't know why they did that. It's almost like Apple designed a machine and realized we were this close to making something that doesn't fuck up. We can't have that here. Like they had a machine, the 2013-14 A1502. There's nothing that goes wrong with that for no reason. It just works. So they just decided to up the threshold at which the fans will kick in by about 20 to 30 Celsius. Why? You actually turn this on, and it's not, and you have like a 2.5, 2.6 gigahertz Haswell or Broadwell processor, and you're with integrated Iris graphics, and you're not going to have the fan kick in with this little tiny shit heatsink and no vents. I don't get it. I give up. That little bastard is never going to leave the screen. I can't get rid of him. It says disabled. What if I just delete the sound, this, and the text? How about that? Okay, now Emma's just doing this to fuck with me. Emma, I'm going to get you. I have an Instagram account and I know how to use it. Now you're all screwing with me. So this is what I had to do to get subscribers, really. Ask you not to subscribe because it messes up my stream. This is what I had to do all along. I'm browsing around this account and I'm hitting disable everywhere. Save settings. Emma's a piece of work. Emma's a piece of work. Somebody's getting in trouble this weekend. Okay. Just reset. See, every time I refresh, it undoes the setting. Like, I save saying, don't show this shit on the screen, and then it unsaves it. It's almost as if this is a free service that would not allow me to complain. Oh, wait. Let's see. What if we change over to YouTube Live from Twitch after linking the Streamlabs accounts? All right, I can't spend more time on that shit. Fuck it. All right, be right back. Let's see if the fan actually does spin on this thing. We're going to run GPU test and torture it. All right. GPU test to pump it to 100 Celsius. That's what we're going to do. Let's destroy this thing. Like, the fan doesn't spin on this model unless it's about to explode, so this is actually an Apple feature. Ah, this is hilarious. Steve is funny. Why have we got so many people in the Twitch channel? Do we? Am I getting growth on there? The last month has been absolutely crazy. Holy, yeah, this has just been... This is way more growth than I usually have. Let's see if I can show you while I'm waiting to get my GPU test running. Yeah, so my Twitch channel usually gains, let's see full month statistics. Yeah, I usually get 7 to 3 followers a day. And now I'm getting 20 followers a day, 30 followers a day, 44 followers a day. Wow. And And YouTube has been absolutely crazy. Like, I used to get 100 subscribers a day and 15 to 25,000 views a day. And now it's just exploding. Like, what is this? These are almost jerry rig everything numbers. Almost half of them, which is so there's a lot more people watching, I imagine, than what there used to be watching. Okay. Let me boot this up into a proper operating system. Not bad for a non-titty streamer, someone says. Yeah, these are not numbers I would expect to have without having... I have a very unimpressive chest for a streamer. See? Like this. I don't have anything to work with here. Like, I can't... to the camera. I probably would if I could. If you throw your MacBook out the window, I will help you get 50 followers a day. Normally we have 20 to 80 people or 60. Huh? No, you want me to mute?
Yeah.
1 second. Okay. Back to work. Test operating system. Come on, boot. You're an SSD on USB 3. You like Jerry's videos? I do. Huh? What? It could be Paul doing it.
Right here?
Are you the one that's... I don't want to give him the set.
That would be the last thing that's expected. It's always the last person you expect, right? That's
What?
right behind you.
Yeah, let's try. Thank you, Paul. All right, so... this SSD works. This is a Toshiba for a 2011 Air.
Works great.
There's no way that still works. All right. Do a stream on how viewers can make money on YouTube. What earns the money? I don't see ads in your stream. What makes money on YouTube is fixing motherboards on stream. That's what makes money. If you want to make money on YouTube, you should record your job and then make money from your job. No sound. Yes, no shit. I muted. Do you use the hardware diagnostic functionality on MacBooks? No, it's useless. You going ahead and getting the new shop knowing the price? Nope. Having a lot of viewers is not a good thing. You'd have kids doxing the store address and swatting it. Well, I mean, I can't be doxed because I'm like, if you just Google me, like, there are links in the description below that link directly to my website, which has the address on it. The lots of viewers thing, I mean, the swatting thing. I went to my local police department a few years ago before I started streaming. And when I went there, I told them what I do. I told them that I have a bunch of trolls, and this is what's likely going to happen. I asked them what the procedures are, and so at least they know who I am. You know, it's good to do that if you stream. Introduce yourself to your local police department. Say hi, I'm me. All right, so we're gonna run something here called. Oh, wait a second. Yeah, full screen stress test, and let's see if the fan eventually starts spinning. And see, it spins.
If you don't full screen it, you can see the stats.
Yeah, but look, like it's spinning.
Already.
So this fan will eventually spin, but it waits for the machine to boil. And that heatsink burns my finger.
iStat menus is on there so you can see what the actual temperature is.
Yeah. All right, back to. So this works just fine. So this is funny. A customer actually sent this in thinking that it was broken, and it wasn't broken. It was just being an Apple product. That's funny. Next. All right, so that's going to be about it for me today. That's it. As always, I hope you learned something. Thank you so much for watching, so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next stream. Be sure to subscribe to this live channel or on Twitch if you want to catch all the live streams. I'm not going to be live streaming to the main channel unless it's an interview, some sort of press conference, or something of great importance. And I'll see you in the next one.